do a trade to blue right, F short, fake fox 3 weak, QB key pass right, fullback drag slide.
Axe, double right spirit Larry, 735H pump, double cadence on 2.
Green left west, U shift. F short, spider 2, U banana C over.
It's like a foreign language. You're calling out the personnel, you're calling out the shift, the motion, the protection, and then actually the pass routes.
What play is this? Brown right, pistol. What do you say? 59 laser.
Everything means something. Everything in our offense, it came from somewhere. Maybe it's a term that was used 40 years ago.
29 FB Grace.
Maybe it was a term that came up with 4 months ago.
We went to cigarettes. There was Cool, there was Camel, there was Marlboro, there was Kent. A lot of teams use cities' names.
43 Houston. 24 Reno.
Frisco left. 200 JetX Omaha.
Okay, 43 Dallas. Ready?
Coaches will see something watching film on Monday, Tuesday. If we get in this formation, we can run them on a deep post, so they call it stutter pass Washington, because we're playing the Redskins that week. And then it stays that forever.
Red right, 24 double Puma on 1. Replay.
Panther on set. Panther.
Every animal you can imagine is probably thrown into a football terminology somewhere.
Let's have bear, twist, right.
Probably because it relates to football. You want a bear out there, somebody that's going to attack and be aggressive. So there's probably some type of tie there.
Zebra, the Z position, which is what Marvin Harrison plays. Well, he's the Z, so all of his motions will begin with a Z. In other words, zebra means he's going to come in, come back out. Zip means he's just going to come in. Z-I, come in. Zap, well, I don't know anything what zap is. I think zap, he comes just, I got to find out what zap means.
You're scared to death that you have one mistake. You get some young kid hasn't played very much, and he hears something else or doesn't hear what he needs to hear, and he makes a mistake and you lose the ball game.
Who's the next, Nolan? Okay, let's go. Does he know how to run sluggo? All right, let's go 200 JetX sluggo.
So in an effort to make it easier for a lot of players, you've put in a lot of words there that are pretty descriptive, but it sure lengthens the call and lengthens what you have to say on the field.
Let's go double right, scat right, double cowboy. Double right, scat right, double cowboy.
Sometimes I think we coaches, we add more words in than we need because it sounds good, makes it sound more intelligent. We're speaking a language that no one else can speak.
Let's go spread right, fake spear, play pass 16 counter, Z deep angle.
Ooh, I like that.
Just the verbiage that is involved, especially in the West Coast offense. Sometimes you wonder, because you know that there are easier ways to say certain things.
Fullback west right, zoom. Fullback left, pass halfback at 0, Z quick screen left, on 1, break.
But I think because of the expansion of the system over the number of years, they've had to come up with new ways to say certain things.
Think in terms of 62 Excalibur. I think that's a good play you're going to do.
W.
Other times it's not as hard. You can just say west right, zoom short, 2 jet, X quick fly, Y Dino, which doesn't exist, but it'd be a heck of a play if it did.
When you're brought up around it, when it becomes a language that you're speaking almost as much as you're speaking English to your wife or kids.
The problem to me with quick jet and quick scat is if a backer times up an A gap blitz right, he can get through and the back's in a bind, Especially if we start off setting them at all. We get into some of these, split long spears and run quick scat. That wheel runs up in the A fast enough or times it just right. And the back's got to come flying in there. He's got to dive at him. This guy's falling at your feet because you're pulling up on 3 steps and it's a little dicey. That's why Rip and Liz was put in.
Give me green right slot. 96 F counter easy. Kill it with H2 Miami.
Double wing left, run pass, 98 Willie, zebra quick post. It's our ball or nobody's.
And we're going to come back with split rights at Liz, 438 and run it, F8 cross, okay?
It's to be a headache when you change systems, because a lot of people run the same system, but the terminology is different.
Oh, I got 3 playbooks in my head right now. I'm just learning a new one in Arizona.
I have a play called 22 scat flanker drive wide pivot. I've called that 940 F stop swing. I've called that 60 high drive. It's the exact same play, but just different terminology.
It's called for a reason. That's why it's called, okay?
As an offensive player, I think we're just adjusting to what the defense does for us.
Hey, if we get ace, I'm going over 11, zone open, stay.
They've become so much more complex. They bring their blitzes from all over the place.
In this video, we're going to show you what white 80 means and the different cadences that quarterbacks use before the snap to communicate to their offensive line as well as their wide receivers, as well as their running back, to make sure everybody is on the same page and everybody is blocked up properly. So before we begin actually showing you the clips, we actually need to know what the color and the number combination means. You hear white 80, you're gonna hear green 19, yellow 80 throughout the videos that we show you. All of these are what we call cadences, okay? And this is what the quarterback yells before the snap in order to keep his offense in rhythm. So when the ball is snapped, they want the offensive lineman to get a jump on the defensive lineman. That's how they're able to initiate blocks quicker and to be the live count, or then sometimes he'll use it as a dummy count where he'll go green 19 said hut. The ball will not be snapped, and then he'll use another cadence to snap the ball. So listen in and check it out, then we'll break it down.
Green 19! Green 19, hut! 4-3?
Hey, yeah, 4-3, 4-3.
Blue 58! Blue 58! Aaron. Green 18! Green 19, hut! 3-3?
Yeah, spot.
Blue 58! Blue 58!
So if you notice at the end of saying green 19, he then identified with his center who the Mike is and who the Mike linebacker is. We've actually made a whole entire video dedicated to what is the Mike linebacker in football. We recommend go to check that out. But that's what they're doing right now is he's identifying 3-3 is the Mike linebacker. That way they can set the front, the protection, whatever it may be, and they can snap the ball from there. But if you notice, he goes to blue 58 after to keep the defense off balance. Now this cadence is practically heard in every single NFL game. Here's Patrick Mahomes using white 80 as well as blue 80 in order to keep his offense in rhythm.
On the last 2 minutes of the half. That's where we are right now. Damian Williams is in the game as the running back on 3rd down and 11.
We also want to make note of one more type of cadence that's starting to creep into the NFL, especially now that Cliff Kingsbury has brought his air raid system into the NFL. You're going to see the clap, which is often seen on Saturdays in college football games and high school games around the country. But the clap is also a way to signal to the center to snap the football. So you're going to see Kyler Murray here. He's not going to say many words. He's just going to use the clap, which is going to signal to his center to snap the football.
And now he's back there with Murray on 2nd down and 9. And Murray fakes a run, and here's
Out of the box, away from Kyler Murray.
And Murray swings one to Drake.
Now, these are the cadences that are commonly found in the NFL. The quarterback identifies the Mike linebacker and what it means to identify the Mike linebacker. In these clips, we're going to show you the different ways that the quarterback identifies the Mike linebacker. That way, they're able to set the run protection as well as the pass protection. And we're going to break down each and every part of what we're talking about. But first, we want to show you a couple clips to show you what we're actually talking about when we talk about the Mike linebacker.
4-3?
Hey, yeah, 4-3, 4-3.
Blue 58! Blue 58!
Hey, yeah, 4-3, 4-3.
Blue 58! Blue 58! Green 18! Green 19, hut! 3-3?
Yeah, spot.
Blue 58! Blue 58!
So in the clip you just heard the center say 3-3, 3-3, and he's identifying that number 33 is the Mike. You've also probably heard around the NFL, 52 is the Mike, 48 the Mike. It all depends on who the offense is going to determine is the Mike. So in these examples, in a past example, that could happen. And again, it could change based on scheme. So this is just an example. So if you run something differently, I understand it could be different, but this is just an example. They could say 53 is the Mike. That means that the center, the guard, and the tackle are going to be responsible for the 3 players to the left side of the center. The running back, the guard, and the tackle are going to be responsible for the 3 players to the right side. So the center could say, hey, 53 is the Mike, 53 is the Mike. That means he's going to take, and the guard and tackle are going to take everyone to the left. And that running back needs to understand that I need to take 53 if he comes on a blitz. Okay, so that's an example from a pass perspective. From a run perspective, what typically offenses do is they'll designate the Mike, and that is the 0 point of who they're going to block. Okay, so a lot of spread teams will use number systems to determine who they're going to block. So in this instance, we see a simple inside zone play. The center could dictate that this nose is the Mike. So let's say this nose is number 65. He could say 65 is the Mike. That means that me and the guard are going to work the 65 and then get off the number 6. The guard and tackle on the right side are going to be responsible for the tackle as well as number 53. So they're going to set the point, and then everyone else is going to count outwards 0, 1, and 2 to determine who they should block. So again, it's more of a understanding the mic is going to set the defense or the 0 point. That way they can determine and sort out who to block. So it's a nice, easy numbering system that teams have made into their own, but that teams can identify who to block. So in short, this is how teams determine who is the mic and why they yell out who is the mic on defense.